Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and this will be a sort of at present for like the books I've been reading, tarot I've been using, and probably some art at the end. Although I may have to film it in segments because I still have this completely ridiculous cold, flu, whatever it is. Could be COVID. So working from home and trying to muster the energy when I can. It's an adventure. Anyway, the books I've read lately, I finished Une Vie by Maupassant. I started it on the plane to Quebec and finished it just after I got back, so that was fun. I listened to the audiobook and read it at the same time as a way to learn French better. Quebec was fun because I could practice French a little bit. I wasn't very good at it, obviously. I mean, I haven't practiced speaking a lot, so I was never going to be very good at it. And I'm not fluent in French. I've never taken a test or anything, but I figure I'm at some manner of intermediate stage where I can read this book and understand basically what's happening, but I'm sure I miss a lot of nuance and whatnot. And having a conversation about the book would be quite difficult. But anyway, it was fun. Apparently there is a movie, a French movie, made of this book, which I might have to get. I've heard it's quite good. Anyway, it's about a woman, Jeanne, who gets married, discovers the man she married was not the sort of person she romantically imagined that he was. He basically turns into his real self after the honeymoon and is rather jerk. And it's not a fast-paced, plot-heavy book, but I won't give away the main plot points towards the end. But it is a lot of her dealing with disappointments in life that's turning out to be not what she imagined it would be when she was a teenager and young woman. So that's that. It was very good. I did get, because I was sick and feeling a bit sorry for myself, I got Tell Your Dog I Love Them by Harriet Lowther. She has an Instagram account as well where she posts a lot of these pictures, which are so cute. Look at these dogs. They're ridiculous and hilarious. Excuse me. I really like her mixed media stuff. She does have some, I think, that are painted and a bunch that are sketched. Like, that's just adorable. My brother's dogs do that all the time. They're just such wonky, cute little things. You've been gone for 13 and a half minutes. Oh no. Yeah, very cute. I like this texture here. And they're just so cute. So, look at that face. You could squish it. Anyway, so this cheered me up nicely because it is completely adorable. So that's Harriet Lowther's book, Tell Your Dog I Love Them. Then I got a couple from the library. So I joined this year Emma Carlisle's Patreon. She's an illustrator and she does various other sorts of art forms as well, printmaking and whatnot. And I'd heard of her Patreon for a couple of years before I joined it. But I really like her approach, and I'm not, like, her style is not my style, but I like the way she talks about creating an artwork. And I do like how she layers things up and creates fun textures. So these are both very sweet books. I'll just show you a few of the pages. So that's sort of her illustration style. This one is pretty impressive. I like this page. And then this is what you see when you look at a tree. And of course, I'm a big fan of trees of all sorts. Love a tree. Quebec was fun because I got to see sugar maples for the first time and white pines for the first time. They look bizarrely out of focus and fuzzy in real life. It's very strange. I was not expecting that. But anyway, this is like I like her textures and the color gradation and things here. And it's just such a cute book. So I didn't do a ton of reading because I was away and then I was sick, but that is what I have done. I mean, I've been reading a couple other things, but whoa, dropping things on the floor, but I haven't finished anything. Oh, I did get, I went to the farmer's market yesterday to get some jam and came home with incense as well. I was looking specifically for sandalwood and something cedar or cedar adjacent, like conifer, not coniferous trees, pines, spruces, that sort of thing. Why am I blanking on the word? Anyway, and sandalwood, because I love sandalwood. And then at the checkout, they gave me this one, just as an extra, which I burned one yesterday, Loganberry, and it's a beautiful summer scent. It smells amazing. So that was fun, because yesterday I did a little, I know it's the summer solstice today, but you know, in the spirit of you do things when you have the energy to do things. Yesterday I did a few things for trying to convince myself that I like summer. Here, I'll show you one of the decks I've been using in regard to that while I'm talking about it, because I did burn some candles and a few other things in incense, and had a little bumblebee out, and some pineapple weed and whatnot. But what I was trying to do, and we'll see if it works, it helped last summer, I think, is to understand more, like, in my bones and appreciate the summer season. Because I'm not an extremes of weather person. I don't like the heat and I don't like the cold. I like fall and winter, but each of those seasons lasts about 15 seconds in Calgary. The rest is a little bit of summer and a lot of winter. So for the summer, I wanted to be able to appreciate and enjoy the season and appreciate what it did for the environment. I mean, obviously we need it for food production and whatnot, but just for the environment where I live, the land specifically, what it needs out of the summer heat, what benefits that brings. That's the sort of thing that I was trying to connect with. So that was done yesterday. It's not very hot yet, mercifully, but we'll see. I'm sure it will be shortly. So that's, oh, this was the Witch Sisters Tarot. One of the other decks I've been using lately is the Primordial Tarot, because sometimes, okay, there's a deck tag that I'm working on that I do need to make one of these days. Meg keeps pestering me about it because I keep not doing it. But one of these days I will do it, maybe next weekend. Because, and it started because I wanted to know what people use for decks when they need, like, certain feelings. Like, at one point last year, I was looking for something that feels like sinking into muddy water, which sounds like a weird thing to want a deck for. I appreciate that. But in some of the sort of meditation and journey and sort of things I do in the evenings sometimes, it can involve, like, going into the earth. And so that's sort of what I was looking for. And this does that for me. It's the Primordial Tarot, and it is beautiful. I don't see it a lot out and about. I learned about it from Rachel's channel, but I don't see it on many other places, which is too bad because it's really powerful. Yeah, I enjoy this one. So that's out on the counter at the moment. The other ones I've been using for summery garden things are the Ignacios. I can't remember which edition this is. I feel like it's probably the 9th, 8th, 9th. I can't remember. It's the latest one that's all green. And it's my favorite. I love it so much. And then also I was using this is a deck I created for myself, the Prairie Herbalist, excuse me, tarot of plants that are either local to me or that I grow on my balcony. That was on my balcony. That was on my balcony. That was like in a crack in the sidewalk somewhere. Oh, and there are pigeons making a mess on my balcony now. That's lovely. That was, you know, that's a balcony plant. This is not a balcony plant. So this is everywhere here. Also, people think they're allergic to this, and it's actually not usually this they're allergic to. It gets a bad rep, but it's beautiful for native pollinators in late summer. It's absolutely essential in the prairie environment, and I love it. It's a beautiful wildflower. So yeah, this is what I've been using for more plant spirit related things and garden related things. And then the last deck I was using is the these out of the way, Lioness Oracle Tarot. It's actually a tarot deck. I think she's called the Lioness Oracle, and it is my ancestors deck, which I was not actually expecting when I got it, but immediately that's what it wanted to be used for, and I wasn't prepared to argue with it. I didn't have an ancestors deck that I used, you know, specifically for connecting with them, so this became the deck for that, and it's lovely. I'll put some tea or treats out for my ancestors every now and again. They were Mennonite, most of them, Mennonite and Catholic, so some of them very not alcohol consuming, so tea it is. My grandma was always a tea person, and this is sort of the deck for her. So yeah, that was it was nice to get back into tarot a bit in the last few weeks. That was fun, because I've sort of been not in a slump really, but in like a lull, nice little lull for a while. Okay, I forgot a book, so I'm gonna shoehorn this awkwardly into the middle of this video somewhere. Sorry about that. And I'm so tired right now, so if I sound ridiculous, that's probably why. But I listened to the audiobook of Leonardo da Vinci by Walter Isaacson, and then I got the book out from the library because it came with pictures, and I wanted to know what he was talking about at certain points. But yeah, I really love this book. Fascinating person, really well written book. I haven't read the Einstein one. I did try to read the Steve Jobs book, and this wasn't a criticism of the author, but I couldn't finish it because I could not stand Steve Jobs. Oh my God, couldn't stand the man. No, absolutely no tech bros for me, thank you. Despite the fact I work in a tech industry. Maybe that's why I don't like the tech bros. No, I think it's just because I don't like them. Anyway, it is a wonderful, wonderful book. Fascinating life. Also, did you know he was gay? I didn't know he was gay. He's totally gay. Which is the conclusion that Isaacson comes to, I think, with more than enough evidence. Also, I'm not usually in favor of armchair diagnosing people, like real people. Armchair diagnose whatever fictional characters you like. But as somebody who is autistic, borderline ADHD, and knows a lot of neurodivergent people, this guy had ADHD. Oh my God. He 100% ADHD. He had a new side quest every 15 minutes, and it's a miracle he ever completed any of his projects. It's really, I mean, he had help. That's probably how he completed his projects. But yeah, wonderful book. So yes, I'm gonna awkwardly now slice into the rest of the video. One other deck I forgot to mention was the Tarot of Atara, which I've been having out on my desk when I work, like when I make creative artistic things, as inspiration or guidance, things to think about, what my artistic journey might be like. The pigeons are still driving me nuts. Darn pigeons. They're being weird today. I mean, they're weird every day, but oh well. Sorry, I've got a cough candy because it's darn cold. Anyway, I love this deck. It's very inspiring because I love Gabby Angus West's art style, and I love Frida Kahlo. And so if I need inspiration, like that sort of spark to get you started, this is brilliant. For that, speaking of which, so that's been in pretty constant use the last week or so, since I've gotten back, and even before that. Okay, So I have done almost nothing this week. I did almost nothing. So I don't have a lot to show you because I did almost nothing in Quebec because I got sick and I just didn't have any energy. But I can tell you what I did to prepare for Quebec, which I don't think I've shown before, which is, what was the last thing I did in here? Oh yeah, these I think I showed you, but like, those are hilarious. They're my funky chickens. That was an Emma Carlisle patron. But I started this because that sketchbook was too close to the end and I didn't want to run out. So I started a new one, but I didn't want to take a fresh one with nothing in it to Quebec because that seemed too intimidating. So I did a few things on the first pages, just of the river and some people. These are hilarious. I'm trying to learn how to draw like sketch people at this size without making them look like cartoons, and so far they just look like cartoons or caricatures or something slightly ridiculous. I do like that dandelion though. So yeah, that was not so far wildly successful, but I will practice. And then I have these two regular sketchbooks. So this is the one I usually put portraits in, and I'd done a couple. That was an Emma Carlisle one. This was a Draw Brighton replay. I really like this one. And this was a Draw Brighton replay as well. I don't know. I like this. I like just scribbling things and making a mess. This, you know, when I have 15 minutes or something. And then I have this one for other Patreon shenanigans, and then I accidentally did a portrait in here. This was a Emma Carlisle play session where you just play with layering things up to see how they react. So I did that in here. Did I show these already? Probably. But then I wanted a travel one. So I got this one also. I got this sticker from my local bookstore, and I love it. Yeah. So I did another sketch of this person, which I don't like as much as the first one, but I don't mind it. And this was, again, just so the book wouldn't be empty. And then Emma Carlisle had a airport Patreon session that I replayed and did a bit of that. And then ended up not sketching in either airport, so that's that. These I kind of like. I have a National Geographic Women's portraits book. Hold that thought. Sorry, I thought the pigeons were eating my garden plants, but I'd pulled out some chickweed from some of the pots because it's overrunning my balcony, and they were eating that. And they're welcome to the chickweed. There's an abundance. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I love this National Geographic book. So I did just a few of this size portrait to just practice. People smiling is ridiculously difficult to make them not look ridiculous. And then I did a couple larger ones. And I like this book because it's like people from all over the world with different hair and different head coverings and different, just all sorts of things. Switch to a different color pencil. Did a bit of an experiment with this, layering up different things. Oh, and then this was, so the one thing I've done since I got back from Quebec is I took a picture of the first sugar maple I saw, and I started drawing that in here. So this is that, and the trees behind it. This was sort of a carry-on from that Emma Carlisle play where you just sort of layer up materials and see how they react when you do like marker over crayon, or crayon over pencil crayon, or pencil crayon over either of the others, you know, like that sort of thing. So I did that, and then I like certain things about it but not others, so then I did it again in a much sort of looser way, and I like the movement of this better and the shape of things better. I like the grass here better. It was a patchy sort of not very green grass. And then I did it one more time, and this looks more like a willow tree or something, but I like the blending of the colors better in this one. So yeah, that's the entirety of what I've worked on lately. Hopefully once I kick this bug eventually soon, fingers crossed, I'll have more energy to do more things. But that's that for the last couple of weeks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.